Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started. First of all, we're going Facebook Live for the first time. Absolutely. So hello to all our Facebook
An additional
friends.
20,000 viewers.
Yeah, right, exactly. We'll have a URL we'll be able to share. All right, boys, well, we start with the New England Patriots, the six-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. If we go back in time, last year at this time, we were 2-2, boys. And we had actually just come on off a victory. But still, 2-2, really questioning the whole season, and obviously that we won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they were a bad-looking 2-2.
Yeah. So look, it wasn't pretty last week against the Bills, Timmy, but a win is a win, especially in the AFC East.
Yeah, you know, for the first time ever, I watched the game in enemy territory.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was at my son's hockey tournament in Buffalo, which they did not perform up to expectations. But that is a football crazy town.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Let me tell you,
Right.
they love their football. And all I kept hearing was, look at how dirty they are. Look at
How dirty the Patriots
Yeah,
are?
I know.
Yeah,
And I'm
my
saying,
God.
and the referees are on their side. It's funny to hear a completely opposite perspective sometimes.
Because there's so much anger and bitterness, Joe, about the Patriots, which is natural, right? I mean, 20 years of seeing the same team in big games.
What is Brady, 30-3 against them?
Tom
30.
Brady he's third in victories at Buffalo Bills Stadium in the history for quarterbacks, in the history
Including
of the
Buffalo.
same- including Buffalo quarterbacks.
Jack Kemp.
It's Kelly, Ferguson, and Tom Brady.
Wow.
And actually, in this century, if you just include this century, Brady's number one.
Isn't that unbelievable? Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. Of course.
It was interesting hearing their perspective. They just think the fix is in for the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know, I understand what they're talking about. The Patriots are always more talented, and we have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
All right, so it feels good being 4-0. Look, the game wasn't pretty. Not all these games are pretty, but we knew that the defense would win us games this year when it hasn't done that. Well, I mean, obviously it did it in the Super Bowl, but it trended that way this season.
You know, that game did expose some Patriots' flaws, though. You know, we've played such horribly weak competition up until this week, and you know, you could see the chinks in the armor that the Patriots really do have.
Well, there's a reason why they tried to acquire, well, they did acquire Antonio Brown and went down that distraction road, Joe, was they know that they have some weaknesses in wide receiver.
Oh, and it's been obvious, actually, if you've been watching the games, even against the Jets. They scored in those first three possessions, and then even the Jets shut them down without two of their best players on defense. And the Bills were missing, you know, they have an elite, they probably have the best pass defense in the league. But both their corners were hurt, and one of them left the game.
Yeah, look, you press guys like Dorsett and Gordon, and sometimes they'll quit.
Yeah, and you know, the offensive line. You know, we if you're not Uncle Joe, most people are not watching the offensive line unless Brady's getting put on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newhouse is just a wreck. I mean, this guy's on like 8 teams in 8 years.
He didn't get passed over by the other 31 teams for no reason at all. He's just just a body there, a warm body.
It's a real patchwork, that offensive line right now.
But that's why I felt this is the first game that we really missed Gronk. And we missed Gronk probably more for his blocking than we did for his receiving. The tight ends, Izzo and Lacrosse,
they're
nightmares.
Ben Watson's coming back now, thank God.
Yeah, but he's not. No,
I know
he's never been known to be a blocker either.
I know. I probably just overstated it. A little too excited about Ben Watson coming back, but he will help a little bit.
Yeah, look,
It is another
great
receiving
point.
option.
Yeah, Timmy, he's better than the two stiffs
He's better
that
than what we have.
But look, I don't know how much you can ask for a guy. How old's Ben Watson?
35,
36 years old. He felt the need to retire and take steroids all in the same day. His career plan was not playing for the Patriots against the Redskins this week.
Yeah, and he's probably better off taking the 4 games off.
Yeah, right. But
And the big picture.
All right, so I would ask you, boys, is Ben Watson the ultimate answer for the whole season at tight end?
Obviously not. You have the pipe dream that Gronk is going to come back.
Yeah.
And what is it, week 10?
I saw a video of him
absolutely.
working out the other
There's
day.
no question he's coming back.
I don't think.
But I will give the Patriots a little slack for this. Edelman was obviously not Edelman this week, so you can
He's
see
hurt.
Brady was kind of
But that's the
trying not
problem.
to get him injured.
But that's the problem, Timmy.
Oh, we're
is
so
that
dependent on
How can we
Edelman.
expect Edelman to last in a 19-game season, which of course means the Super Bowl? You literally have to put him on ice until game 12.
Yeah, we've all
my
had
God.
bad ribs.
Yeah.
He's got, bruised ribs. They don't go away. And next time he plays, it'll be right back to square one. He's not going to get better.
And then he had the
without
thumb. He had the
sitting.
thumb in the exhibition season
I mean,
too, right?
He's been Brady's binky for, it was before him, it was my first
Wes
senior
Welker.
moment, Wes Welker. Brady needs a binky, and it was Welker, and then it was Edelman.
Yeah.
When you take Edelman out of that mix, boy, I don't want to see it.
Look, if you can get a certain comfort level as far as the AFC East, you're going to have to put guys like Hightower and Edelman on ice for the playoffs. All right, when we come back from the break, more New England Patriots. So how's the Facebook Live thing going?
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
But the way it's that schedule's
Okay, so Timmy could be happier right now, but we'll see how happy Tim is.
In some ways. Wait. You're putting words in my mouth.
Get hurt?
You're putting words in my
Nobody's
mouth.
trashed Gostkowski more in the last couple of years than
Well, he's
you.
been unreliable.
Okay.
But who replaces him? Is someone even more unreliable?
Oh, right. Well, you got your wish.
I think my wish was to replace him with somebody reliable, not someone who was laying on the couch
What do you think he's going to do?
eating bonbons last week.
How do you think that works, Timmy?
You go out before the season starts and you perhaps draft a good kicker.
They
did that with the punter.
Well, they did that, I know, or maybe they were looking around for free agent kickers instead
No, but
of.
Timmy, you can't carry 2 kickers. So if
Well,
you're going to draft a
over
kicker,
the,
you would have.
But they could have been,
Gostkowski
looking
to
who
the
was
good.
on the market over the summer and picking the best available guy.
Why did Gostkowski have this surgery over the?
No, tell me. Look, this is breaking news. Stephen Gostkowski, our
He's a
longtime
moron.
14-year veteran of the New England Patriots. We've basically had Vinatieri and Gostkowski in my boy's lifetime. Was put on IR tape. What injury?
What's the injury?
I think it's the hip.
Okay,
He was
so-
supposed to have the surgery during the offseason. He put it off.
Well,
Thinking
hip
he-
surgery, Joe.
Was the hip the reason for his misses?
Probably. That's
Yeah,
why they're putting him on IR. He's going to be getting the surgery now.
We know.
So-
look, his career's done. We know with guys like
Yeah,
Cam
that's
Neely
the
and
last
Isaiah
we've seen Gostkowski kick his last kick for the Patriots.
Yes, the moment you say the word hip,
Well, I'm
I
not
can
sure
vouch
that's
for that.
what
Yeah,
the
right,
surgery
exactly.
is for, but that's what I heard bandied about. I'm no doctor.
And how old is he, Joe?
This is his 14th
But
season.
so we now have 4
So
guys.
36, I'd say.
We have 4 key guys. I mean, I guess we're making N'Keal Harry a key guy, though he's never played it down for the New England Patriots. We have N'Keal Harry, Isaiah Wynn, Devlin, and now Gostkowski. There's 4 guys on IR.
This is a Sophie's
and you'd
choice.
only be able to put
This is Sophie's choice.
You'd only be able to put 2
But
back
I think
on the roster.
Gostkowski, if he has the surgery, is done for the year.
I think he's done for his career.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devlin is critical to this running game. We're so weak or so thin right now at wide receiver, and Kill Harry has to be looking good.
No, but Isaiah Wynn he's for sure
left
one of
out,
them.
we need tackles more than anything else.
Unless you want to see Tom Brady killed.
I know.
You know,
I mean, this is a tough one.
Yeah, and you can write poor Sony Michel off without Devlin leading the
What's
charge.
kind of an asinine rule in the NFL? I don't understand it.
Look, I think they've actually increased it from
It was
0,
then 1.
as far as putting guys on IR and allowing them to come back after week 8. It used to be 0. They made it 1 guy, and now they've made it 2.
Why is
Why
this
can't
rule
they
in place?
make it a 30-day disabled list like baseball,
Yeah.
60-day?
It's
They're paying
unexplainable.
the
Yeah.
guys anyways.
What does
They're
it
not gonna
matter?
save
Why
any
is this
money.
rule in place?
I can't answer your question, but what I know the answer is always money.
But they're
There's-
not
Yes,
saving
I know.
any. You still got to pay the guy. And
Maybe so they don't want them putting them on the shelf and pulling them
Well,
back.
it may be
I mean,
insurance. It may be insurance if you put a guy in IR
Or maybe
for the
team-
season that the insurance pays the salary. It's something with money because otherwise
it always comes back to the bottom line.
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
It just does seem crazy. A guy gets hurt, and he's got a 6-week injury. And, just this exact scenario that we're in now, these guys will all be healthy enough in 6 to 8 weeks to come back, and you can only have 2 of them.
Yeah, especially with the quarterbacks. Wouldn't you want to be able to bring back, for the NFL's sake, a quality quarterback after 6-8 weeks, as opposed to putting him in the IR? And that was it. There's the season. You lost Tom Brady. Right?
I would love to know the basis behind this rule.
We need to have Kevin Booth here because Kevin Booth, our favorite,
Well,
he would tell you the scoop on
I'm
it.
sure there was some point somebody was abusing the loopholes in the rules, and they had to
Well,
put this
someone
in.
like Belichick had a million guys stashed on the IR probably and was bringing them back and forth and churning the roster.
Okay, so wide receiver is a problem. We can admit that, right? It's a potential huge problem. We need to have some offensive production, despite the fact they have a great.
I mean, is
wide receiver core.
Gordon what we think Gordon was or is? I mean,
we have a expiration date.
That was a superior, probably the best defensive backfield in the NFL. Don't let anyone tell you
You're better than the Patriots.
Oh, way better than the Patriots.
Really?
Defensive backfield?
Yes.
Well, you've got to be
What are you
kidding.
going to say? McCourty is better than Mike Hyde? You're going to say
Nobody except you is saying that the defensive backfield.
Everyone.
No,
You're
everyone.
saying it's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd say
my.
Patriots are top 5. No question. I just think the safeties for the Patriots leave a lot to be desired.
We're talking about McCourty, who has 4 interceptions
Against the 4 worst
Chandler's
quarterbacks in
fantastic.
history, though.
I mean,
Just
Harmon,
saying.
Harmon's just another guy.
This
I'll give you
defensive
that.
backfield is on pace to shatter every record in the history.
Yeah.
But then you look back,
That's right.
like the quarterback rating is the average is a 20 rating of the 4 quarterbacks we've played against. It's 4 of the worst in
And
history.
take a look at Buffalo's. It's even better.
Look, they
Really?
Look, they
And
can
they
only
play better
their-
competition.
They can only play their competition.
Not really.
All right. Well, my sources say I know. Handsome Todd mentioned Stephon Diggs
Is
from
on
the
the
Vikings,
market.
a wide receiver. But my sources, and I have sources. Larry Fitzgerald could be
way.
pulling. What are you
No
talking
way.
about? Can I even finish? Could pull a Ray Bork. Obviously, Larry Fitzgerald has been with the Cardinals his whole career and is beloved like no other athlete. But you got to give Larry a chance to win the title.
Now, we do have serious salary cap. I mean, the Antonio Brown salary cap is coming back to bite us. Was that $5 million?
But we don't even know yet. I don't
We have
know.
under $200,000 or something right
Is
now
that
in
right?
salary cap.
Well, they made a bunch of moves yesterday, and it's up to around 2.5, 3
All right, and Diggs is $10 million, right?
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to. Yeah, they'd have to
Square
cut.
peg and
They'd have to restructure Hightower amongst other people.
or Tom Brady or something, because he's got plenty of money. I mean, they could restructure.
I had a brush with greatness last night.
What's that?
I ran into Giselle and Tom.
You did not.
I
You tell me
did.
that?
Yeah,
Where?
at the Brookline Country Club.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You say hello to him?
I said hello. They
You
said
got a
hello to
picture?
me. No,
Brookline
you're at the
Country
country
Club.
club.
That
Come on.
country club.
I would have been struck by lightning
Yeah, what are you doing at the country club?
Wasp gods. They were walking over from their house to dinner, and I was playing golf there.
Oh my God!
And I didn't know who I was more attracted to.
I'm
Which one? First time in my life.
We gotta go to a break. We gotta continue
we gotta
the
get
story.
the story out,
After
Timmy.
that, we're gonna find out more about Tom Brady, Giselle, and Timmy. It's unbelievable.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent
Son had come over on a
wildfires.
scooter.
Wait, we gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, if you can believe it, I can't believe it. Daniel Nava's back. Mike Porcello's back. They're all my night. Why don't we bring freaking Mike?
And the price
Greenwell
went up.
back?
And they're raising prices.
They're all back in the form of Jordan Richards has been re-signed by the New England
I
Patriots.
couldn't believe that.
Who is he? Who is
Torturous
he?
enough?
He was a second round
second-round
bust.
pick, then.
He was the only bust when he was drafted on draft day. All of them were like, you could have probably had him as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Second round pick. He cost us a Super Bowl, right? A few years back.
Defensive back.
Safety.
Yeah, safety.
We got rid of him, making my day complete, and all of a sudden, for some reason, we've re-signed him.
He's good in the kicking game.
No, he's not. Jordan Richards is not good in anything.
All right. And Bill, we trust.
Why does he do that?
Just to aggravate you.
I know.
And Bill, we trust. Do we even have any credibility to challenge Bill Belichick's decisions?
No, but Jordan Richards, that's
Jordan Richards, any of his second-round picks.
Yeah, right. But really, obviously Jordan Richards was cut. I think maybe by the Falcons or something.
Yeah.
Did not make a NFL roster, and yet the
He
people.
was on an NFL roster this year. I forget who.
Wow, it couldn't have been too long, Joe. It's only been 4 games into the season.
No, it may have been a trade. I haven't.
No, it was
followed
not a
up.
trade. No,
they picked him up on waivers.
Well, they get him for
They picked
100.
him up from on the street.
100
He was
grand.
hitchhiking.
100 grand.
I don't know.
Well, because I saw him in a game earlier this year.
What's
You did?
the-
What game? What game did you see him in? What did he do? What did he do? Light himself on fire?
He didn't stand out.
What-
He was like cleaning up. Last man in on a pile.
They must see something in him. that
There's
they-
nothing in him. There's nothing. You see nothing in
So
him.
you're saying Bill Belichick doesn't know what he's doing?
No,
That's what you're saying, Scott. Come on.
He knows.
Scotty.
See, you just put
Saying you don't know what you're doing, Bill.
Yeah, because I said about Groskowski, now you're just trying to get me back. I know you are.
Bill Belichick doesn't know what he's doing. Quote.
No, he does.
Scott.
He's going to put
Kermit.
Tuukka Rask in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that'll be for next week. You got me, Jamie Collins.
Oh.
When you talk about the difference in the defense from last year and this year, and why they're so good, it's Jamie Collins.
And doesn't the two of them, Van Noy and Collins, complement each other so well? They make each other better.
Like if you were to take, a clay mold in your God and you want to make the perfect linebacker,
Yeah.
Jamie Collins could be it.
Yeah, right. He is really kind of like an Andre Tippett type. Right?
And did you see? You can't run and jump over the center anymore.
The
So
Jamie
they had
Collins
Jamie
role.
Collins. You can from a stationary position. He hopped over the center.
I didn't see that till I saw the video
How does
later.
Cleveland
He
cut him?
popped over
How
the
does
center.
Cleveland cut this guy?
I don't know. I think Cleveland was bitter because they paid him a lot of money, and maybe he shot himself out of town. He clearly shot himself out of town here.
Well, he was making too much money. That's why they had to cut him.
Yeah, but
How much was he making?
Oh, I think he was like at 14, 15 million.
This guy's
He
spectacular.
was getting top dollar for a
I mean,
linebacker.
he can run with the running backs. He can beef with the offensive linemen. I mean, this guy can do it all.
So we never really, other than the Super Bowl and Ryan Allen, like Timmy said, probably should have been possibly Super Bowl MVP. We never really had to depend on the punter that much in the Tom Brady era. But all of a sudden, Jake Bailey, he
Did
was
you
one
see
of the
the punt?
stars of the game.
Did
He'll
you
be
see-
kicking off
did
now,
you
too,
see the-
I assume.
Did you see the punt? It had to be a 60-yard punt, and it landed like 6 inches out of bounds.
He was a weapon.
It was an unreturnable 60-yard punt out of bounds.
He was a weapon. That was a good fifth-round pick because this guy's going to be there if he
Superfoot.
doesn't get hurt for 10 years.
Superfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, between them blocking the punt for a
You
touchdown
wonder
and
if this,
his kicking.
if this guy walked around
That
like
was
one
the game.
Does he have
He
like
really did change the field position.
Does he have one giant leg and like one skinny
You
leg?
know, right? Yeah, but
Like a T-Rex's arms.
but that's a great point you made. They obviously prioritized punter in the draft. They traded up to get Jake Bailey.
Well,
they weren't going to get both.
I think they got a call from somebody, whoever covers that area, whoever the scout is, and said, "Man, this guy's a freak. You have to grab this kid. If you get a chance, you grab him."
All right, so J.C. Jackson, give his props. 2 interceptions and a block punt.
And a hit, the hit of the game.
Yeah.
Illegal, but
look, I think
No, that was Jonathan Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jackson has turned out again another undrafted free agent who, look, in your terrible backfield New England
I didn't say that. I said they were top 5 for sure.
Who do they have better than Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jones,
Chung,
McCourty? You serious?
Oh yeah.
Bills. When's the last time the Bills won a playoff game, Joe?
Oh, I agree. It's a team game.
They have none, but then you look
And
at
their
the
defense.
You're going to live to regret that one.
Unfortunately, they have to live with that quarterback that throws into coverage off his back foot.
Brady couldn't do anything, and that was against their second string.
All right, so Patriots, Redskins. Jay Gruden, the brother of John Gruden, who's the head coach of the Redskins.
It's unbelievable he's still employed.
Said he may not announce, jokingly, the quarterback for the Redskins. He'll announce that at 1 o'clock on Sunday when the game starts.
Haskins.
Really, Vegas take this off the board at this point?
Well, it's going to be Dwayne Haskins, but, he's showed nothing last week against the Giants.
That's an embarrassment.
I'm a little worried with the weakness of the schedule that we've had so far.
It gets tough after the 8th week. It gets tough.
You can get bad habits playing against bad teams.
Well, Timmy, it's all about the Chiefs-Patriots game, and probably whoever wins that game is going to be have the home field.
Well, that's why we can't fool around this year going 2-2. We got to go 8-0 before we hit the eye and hit the Phillies.
The Chiefs'
hit the
defense
Dallas,
looked very vulnerable against Detroit.
Yeah. All right, we got prediction time, Joe.
Oh, this week. And Belichick has never liked the Skins and Daniel Snyder. I will say.
Can we go to over 50?
No, the offense.
Last time was, remember?
Yeah.
In 07, it was 56-7. I think.
I like 50. So no, come on.
No, I'll stick to 40. 40 to. And I think we keep them out of the end zone again. 40-3.
I'm taking the Redskins 16-13.
No, you got to be kidding me. That's really, come on. No.
Flies in the face of reality.
Yeah, right. He's the most superstitious guy I've ever met. Pats 42, the Redskins 3. That'll be pretty much.
We're on the same
page.
Yeah,
we really
there.
are. All right, when we come back from the break, Celtics and Bruins. We're not even talking about the Red Sox this week.
Except they're raising ticket prices.
I know.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
It could be a modest increase.
All right, Red Sox are increasing ticket prices, a slight increase. That's not going to go down well.
The gall of them.
Yeah, right. They're going to lose at least a quarter of their season ticket base, and we'll see how they dress up the pig after that.
Yeah.
That's really insulting, to be honest with you, because I know a lot of the season ticket holders have really struggled.
We talked to quite a few at that season ticket holder event, and there were some long-time people who were bailing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the secondary market has been abysmal this year.
I mean, just take April and May's tickets and toss them out the window. You can't give them away.
Yeah.
And then if they're 15 games out in August, you can't give them away. It's for season
and then
ticket.
once the kids go back to school and stuff, September is.
It's not tax deductible anymore. So small businesses, you can't write it off anymore. Give us another reason to cancel our season ticket.
But also, if they're going to run all these ticket deals, so the guy next to you bought his tickets for $6 and you're spending $60. After a while, I think that if you're smart enough to have season ticket holder, you're smart enough to realize that doesn't work accounting wise.
I mean, for at least a third of the season ticket holders, it's about the aftermarket. Who's going to go to 80 82 games or 81 games. You're going to have to dump a few of them. And if you can't even get half price, if you can't even get a third of the face value.
Yeah, we can definitely do an hours tonight. We may even do some extra on Facebook Live here today. All right, let's go Bruins. A little Bruins preview. They start tomorrow, right? One more night, Bruins fans. It'll be restless. You know, Bruins fans, the idea that the Bruins are playing a regular season game.
They
open against
tough road trip.
Yeah, that's it. They get screwed. They get Red Sox.
I know. I was thinking that, Scotty. I was thinking that.
They go on the road to Dallas.
Only Vegas is a real good team.
But they go to Dallas, Arizona.
It's not till the
Vegas,
14th.
and Colorado. So they're going out west, and you know they're pissed off because they like to go out west, obviously in the winter.
Yeah.
You know, nice weather. But you know that's a tough road trip to start the season. And we didn't even win the freaking cup.
Yeah.
We don't even get a home game till the 14th.
No.
That's opening night. I was looking at my tickets. I'm like, the 14th? Opening night?
I thought you couldn't look at those tickets.
Yeah, on my phone. On my phone.
But that's not. That's being the Bruins are getting screwed like the Red Sox did.
Oh yeah,
and it can come back to bite them. You get off to a poor start. I mean, it kind of sets the tone for a while.
It's sure. What we saw
It didn't hurt them last year. Remember, they got off to a pretty poor start last year, and they came on like gangbusters.
I guess in the team that won the Stanley Cup championship had the worst record in the league at halftime.
I don't even want to talk about that. Now all you're seeing is because they're opening tonight the Blues and the Capitals, and the idea that the Blues are the Stanley Cup champions, I can't.
And now we can't depend on Tampa Bay to flop like they did last year either.
I like this Bruins team though.
All right.
If Tuukka cannot poop the bed.
This is Red Sox redo is they brought back the band with the Bruins. Other than Par Lindholm and Brett Ritchie are the only two guys who.
Who's Par Lindholm? He's the second line center now with Krejci.
This reminds me going back to the 60s and 70s when you might have a 1 or 2 player turnover. From the years when it was
but what
I'm saying, from a 6-team league.
Yeah, 6-team
This is
league.
like to have an NHL team with only a 1 or 2 player turnover is insane. And this age of free agency and everything else.
Well, some of it may be because they're hamstrung with the contracts too, right?
They can't really hand out.
Krejci and Backus. Those are the two.
It's very similar to the Red Sox right now. You're not going to see huge movement because
people won't take the contracts.
What do you think of Lindholm? Do you know anything about him?
I know nothing about him, but I'm seeing he cracked the second line.
Yeah, he's the second line center with Krejci being out.
There's some heavy competition. I'm going to digress for a second. When I was up in Buffalo, I watched an AHL game, and I was curious. I started looking at the rosters, and those teams are stacked with first and second round draft picks who are playing 6th or 7th year in the minors, who have not. They might have got a game or two for a pro team. Boy, there's a lot of hockey players out there looking for homes. Yeah, well, will we remember that Lindholm was on the second unit 4 months from now? Let's see. All right, boys. Little predictions of the Bruins this season. Okay, second or third place. Second or third place? All right. We won't in their conference, all right, yes. All right, so 4th or 5th seed. Just giving it to Tampa? I kind of got so like a fifth seed in the conference. No, I'll go second or third seed in the conference. Second or third seed, all right, very similar to last year. Then. Yeah, very similar. We ended up second seed, right? I think so. Yeah, we just beat out Toronto. I like this team, and with McAvoy and Carlo and Grishlik having even more experience. I think it's going to be a lot about Tuukka. I mean, are we going to get the Tuukka that we saw in the playoffs, or are we going to get the crappy Tuukka? Well, you're going to get Tuukka resting. Are we going to get a lot of? Is he going to get a lot of rest like he did last year? They're definitely going to have to rest him. Look, the hangover from playing last season is playing as many games and going as deep as they do. And you have to consider that. Well, Halakha. I mean, and Chara was like slow as molasses last year. I mean, he's going to be even slower. Yeah, but don't even just hold on for Chara until the playoffs. And you know he's going to end up. He's going to start up playing 10 minutes a game, and by December he'll be playing 30 minutes a game. The only time I want to see him on the ice is for the penalty kill. I think the Bruins barely. That reach he has. This just has a Red Sox feel totally from everything. Expectations too high. Barely make the playoffs. 8th seed. No, they have too much talent, Scotty. I think I've heard this before. 9 and 7 not make the playoffs. Oh my God. They have too much talent. They're too deep on defense. Yes, I've been so hot. And you're jealous. You're jealous. They have one of the most solid core D in the league. That's not going to happen. Everything I say now has been coming up aces. Right? 9 and 7. No.
and would win the Super Bowl. All right, we got to go to the Celtics. Taco Fall must make this team.
Wait, they have
Hell,
that-
RJ Hunter was our 15th guy ending the season last year. You don't need too much to your 15th guy. Put Taco in this.
They have that French hockey player playing center.
But you know, if you don't put Taco on the 15-man roster, he's out of here, and you're going to regret it.
Right now, I bet you they start Brown at center.
Right, but does Taco Fall make this team?
He should. I hope he does, and I'd like to see it.
I think he'll sell tickets. If I own the team, I'm putting him on just like as a sideshow.
All right, well, boys, that's our show tonight. I want to thank the boys. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Handsome Todd and Ann, thank you for all your help. And we're going to Facebook Live. I think this went really well. At least we hope.
Yeah.
Please check us out on our website at grandstanders.com and Facebook Live on the Scott Kerman page. And please, Friday night, Dirty Water Friday Night Live on
Facebook Live again.
Facebook Live again. Right, we're just Facebook
And DirtyWaterMedia.com.
Yeah, and DirtyWaterMedia.com. My name is Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night.
Here comes the circus.